Damien, honey. I'm sorry for what happened.
It's fine, Mom. Don't apologize. I should have known who was more important to that man. It was childish to think he'd meet me on Christmas Eve.
He is your father. Of course you'd expect such little things from him. You are not at fault here.
I'm sorry for yelling at you the other day.
It's fine. You don't need to apologize to me, dummy.
I thought he had changed. I thought this time he'd prioritize me over her. But no, I'm still as insignificant to him as I was before.
I told you not to get your expectations high. Your father is in a tough spot. And as much as I want you to have a father-son bonding time with him, I don't think he can make that time for you. I know it sounds like I'm pitting you against him, but there is a reason why I keep giving you a heads up. Even after all the promises he made to you, he consistently failed to prioritize you. And the same goes for me. Constantly getting hurt like that, it got better once I stopped expecting things from him.
I know.
It's okay, honey. Cheer up. There is always a next time.
I don't think there is ever going to be any. I'm okay.
If he asks you to meet him, do so, okay? See, whatever happened between your father and me, it's all in the past now. But make sure you don't forget him. He is your father. And I know it's pretty messy, but he still loves you.
I don't know, Mom. He is more or less non-existent in my life at this point.
How about you invite him to your next tennis tournament? You know he used to play tennis too.
I know.
Maybe you can ask him to coach you this time.
Nah, I'm good. Let's see if I can ask. And I will only be doing this because you asked me.
Whatever the reason, I just don't want you guys to become strangers.
Do you still miss him, Mom?
A little. I sometimes look back at those days when we used to argue over little things. At first, I thought it was expected that it would bring us closer. When you came into our lives, both of us were so happy. But after a few years, things started to falter. Your aunt adopted your cousin, Rem, and as a single mom, she felt overwhelmed. I urged your father to help her, but didn't know that would lead to our family's breakup.
No one knew we would lose Aunt Fiona so soon, Mom. Don't blame yourself for what happened back then.
It was too complicated. Rem suffering from LCD, and no one was there to take care of her. Your father has had a connection with her ever since Fiona adopted her, but it made me feel like we were not his priority anymore. I tried to compromise, but then again, I think our marriage was meant for failure. We were already having several fights over how little he had started to spend time with us. But after Fiona passed away, I knew he would choose her over us. The constant ups and downs, and the expenditure. I cannot make you carry this burden with me. That was what he said when showing me the divorce papers.
Why did you never tell me any of this?
You were just 11. Seeing us fight every day was enough for you. I did not want to fill up your head with intricate details.
How is Rem? I haven't talked to her since 9th grade.
Honestly, I don't know. Unless it's about you, it's hard talking to your father just on my own.
It's okay. I get you.
Call him up when you feel like it. No pressure, okay?
Yeah, don't worry. I'm pretty preoccupied anyway. Don't have much time to think about these things anymore.
You have always been such an understanding and forgiving child. I'm so proud of you, Damien.
Thanks, Mom. If it weren't for you, I'd have definitely gone down the delinquent route. Moreover, I even had a proper backstory prepared for that. LOL.
I'm glad you didn't.
I didn't want to trouble you anymore, even though I was a rebellious teenager at one point.
You were still better than all the kids I see at school.
Thanks, Mom.
I think you should go now. Are you done with your assignments?
Still working on my paper, but I think I'll be done before New Year's Eve.
Good. Keep it up.
Talk to you later then, Mom. Take care.
You too, honey.
For my father, Me and my mom no longer held that first place in his life. But it wasn't always like that. I still remember when he spent time telling me goofy stories. I got into tennis because he introduced me to that sport. That's the only memory of him I still carry with me. But the pain we had to go through was more. Rem, my aunt's adopted daughter, became more important to him. I know why I was so jealous of her. That's why I had limited contact with her throughout my childhood. She stole my father away from me. I hated seeing her. There were even times when I wished for her death. But the immediate guilt made me sick of myself. Aunt Fiona and Dad were never that close. Something happened between them years ago, and they never maintained much contact after that. But since Rem appeared, he started getting calls from her. Their relationship improved and all, but still, in my eyes, it looked like a farce. Maybe she was using him to get more money once her daughter got diagnosed with LCD a year later. Mom asked him to keep his distance and do as needed, but he refused. He still helped her with no questions asked, and we got sidelined from his life. After Aunt Fiona passed away a few years later, he took full charge of her and divorced my mom. It came out of nowhere, but yeah, it still happened. He did not love her anymore. My mom felt worthless, even after telling him countless times that she was ready to help her out. But he just did not want that. I think he knew he was hurting us, and so putting that wall seemed like the best option to him. But it was incredibly selfish of him. Mom couldn't move on from him, even when we shifted to another state and started a completely new life without him. He still visited me occasionally, but it was not enough for me. The gap only widened as years passed, and all his pathetic attempts to make things up to me kept failing. Today, I no longer like to associate myself with him, but a part of me still wishes to see the father who once used to spend hours with me. It's impossible at this point, considering Rem's poor health, but, foolishly enough, wishful thinking is something I continue to do, even today. Hey, Giselle.
Hey, what's the matter?
Nothing. I just wanted to talk.
About?
How are you?
I'm good. Did you talk to Damien?
Yeah, he called a few days ago telling me about his tournament.
That boy does not expect much from you, but please, be there. Just go and see one of his matches for once. You lost feelings for me, right? But he is still your son. So, please, make some time for him and be a good father for once.
I will try my best.
How is Rem doing?
Better. Her condition is stable for now.
That's a relief. What about you?
Same old.
Okay, take care then. Bye.
Wait, can we talk a little more?
There is nothing to talk about.
I know, but I miss you.
What's the point in telling me this now? And that too over text?
I don't have the courage to talk to you, let alone face you. Are you seeing someone right now?
That has nothing to do with you.
I know, but I still want to know.
Stop it, please. Are you drunk or something? Saying this bullshit all these years later as if it'll mend our relationship? I can't do this anymore. The only reason I stayed in touch with you is because of our son. I did not want to take him away from you, but you did the job well enough yourself. Forget about me. Did you ever think what Damien had to go through?
But I want to talk about you and how you have been.
There is no point in knowing that. Forget it, Edward.
I'm so sorry for everything. I wish I could just go back and stop myself from making those mistakes.
You can't do that anymore, and you had plenty of chances to make it up to us, but we were of no importance to you. I was of no importance to you. You proved it. Get some sleep now. I'm tired as well. And please, Damien may not say it, but he is looking forward to that match. Be there for him.
Okay. Good night, Giselle.
Good night, Edward.
I don't know when I felt this ecstatic the last time, but seeing Dad among the audience boosted my confidence even further. The entire game, I played like a beast, as if telling him what he had been missing out on. telling how much his son had improved and how much he should be proud of me. It was not the 19-year-old Damien playing that match. It was the 10-year-old child who'd often look for his dad during practice sessions. After what felt like hours, my victory was finally announced, and I was selected for the Nationals. Dad came running to me, hugging me in front of countless people, whispering how proud he was of me. I teared up then, holding him tight in my arms. "Where's Mom?" I asked him after our little celebration. "She couldn't come," he replied with a tinge of sadness in his voice. With a sigh, I said, "She just wants me to spend some alone time with you. I hope you're not in a hurry." A small smile curled up his lips then. "No, let's go have dinner together. I know a good place around." "Okay." We went for dinner after that, and for some reason I was so excited. He asked me about my life, and I told him what had been going on. "Let's practice for your finals," Dad said once we came out of the restaurant. "You sure?" I asked, skeptical. "Yeah," he replied, patting my shoulder. "No empty promises from now on." Part of me still doubted his words, but the others wanted to give him another chance. "Okay." Mom was thrilled when I told her about my day. Everything went perfectly, and I was on cloud 9. Unfortunately, it did not stay for long. On the day he was supposed to help me practice, he canceled our plan because of Rem. As childish as it was of me, I decided to ignore his calls from then on. It was nothing new, of course, but I felt like an idiot who fell for his words again. However, a few days later, I received a message from Rem.
"Hey, Damien, how have you been?"
"Good. What's the matter?"
"I'm in the hospital. The doctor said I don't have much time left."
"What?"
"I tried calling your mother too, but she seemed busy. Can you guys come here? I'm sorry your dad couldn't come to practice because of me. They had to run me to the hospital urgently."
"What are you saying?"
"He needs you guys. Really. I'm sorry he left you guys because of me."
"Listen, if you want sympathy, I'm the last person you should be talking to."
"I don't want that. I just wanted to apologize, that's all. I've been a burden on people since the very day I was born. I was tossed around from person to person and brought nothing but misery to their lives. My biological mother, your aunt, your father, or should I say, our father."
"What the hell are you saying, Rem? He is not your father."
"He is. And I'm your big sister. Stepsister, to be exact. Listen, I know I don't make much sense, but our dad, he has been through a lot. He has made countless mistakes, and I am one of them. When he tried to make it up to me, he lost you guys. He is a sad and flawed man who wished to start a life with you and your mother, but everything fell apart when I came."
"What the hell are you saying? Damn it, Rem. What is this?"
"Just think of it as my last message, because our father will never tell you or your mother any of this. He is too guilt-ridden to ever come to ask for forgiveness from any of you guys. Dad met my mom during his final year of university. She was Fiona's best friend who was also in love with him. Our father knew that, but he did not feel the same way. When he graduated, Fiona threw a small party at her place. My mom was there too. They flirted that night and got drunk together. One thing led to another, and they ended up doing it. The following day, Dad ran away. Fiona tried to talk to him, but he was not ready. He felt terrible for what he had done. Mom wanted to date him. Her feelings were sincere, and she wanted Dad to give her a chance. But Dad rejected her to her face. Brutally rejected her. You know he can be harsh when he is spitting the truth. And so he did. Mom left the country, broke her friendship with Fiona, and a few months later, I was born. She never told anyone anything and lived her life freely. I asked about my father, but she never told me anything. When I was 7, she got into an accident. She had no one, and so she called Fiona again. She told her everything, and well, before passing away, she asked Fiona to take care of me. That was her last wish. I came here to the States and found out about my dad. I also found out that Fiona was not on speaking terms with him because of how he treated her best friend. I was so happy to see him, but he has a family. a very beautiful family which he cherishes from the very bottom of his heart. I was an intruder, and he just didn't want me there. Fiona didn't force him and instead just asked him to spend time with me, as much as possible to make it up to my mom. But soon enough, I was diagnosed with this disease. When the news broke to him, he started crying, apologizing to me. I did not understand him then, but now I do. He felt guilty, but he did not want to lose the family he had. That weird double life he was leading, though, came to an end when Fiona died. Fate just wasn't in his favor. He was going to lose you guys either way, and so he decided to punish himself. He never once complained to me and raised me with all the love and care he could give me, but sometimes I'd hear him cry in his room. He still keeps Giselle's picture in his wallet and even gushes about how amazing she is in front of me. Your mother is the love of his life. He just could not forget her, but he considered him not worthy of her forgiveness. And the same goes for you. He told me everything about you and how much he is proud of you. He was so happy when he came back from your match. It has been a long time since I saw him smile properly, but now he is sad again. He always hated himself for pushing you guys away and for failing to save my mother and me. But now that I'm leaving, he's going to get even more alone. He is going to suffer alone and he'll never ask for help. Don't let that happen. Be with him. He needs you guys. I know I have no right to ask you guys this, but please forgive him. He is a good man who just got unlucky because of me. But things will be okay now. Please, give him another chance. Please. This is my last wish.
Rem passed away the following day. We were late. I had never seen Dad like that. Broken and sobbing. It looked like he had lost a part of himself with Rem. Mom didn't waste a second and just ran to him, holding him while he cried in her arms, saying sorry repeatedly. I don't know who he was apologizing to. Mom, me, Rem, or her mother? Maybe he was apologizing to all of us. But it was time he stopped doing that. As she lost her life, Rem asked him to live again. But he needs help. Our help. So he could find the courage to be happy again. A few days after her funeral, Mom and Dad started talking again. He told her everything and apologized for pushing her away. Mom understood his reasons and forgave him. They are in contact now, slowly building up their relationship. Dad comes to practice with me now whenever he gets time. Sometimes I tell him he is exhausting himself like before, but then he tells me it is all worth it. Funny how the circle of life works. The girl I forever cursed for breaking up my family brought us together again. Though the day when I looked at her lifeless body, I wished to know her more, my sister, who I never got to know. Maybe someday Dad will tell me about her, just the way he used to say to her about me.